They're why this is called a treatment center. Those pods can cure a number of illnesses and even repair certain injuries.
How about you climb in one of them, Dio?
Why?
Well, maybe it can fix whatever's wrong with your brain.
Oh man, that would be a good burn if you weren't a horrible human being.
Hey, you want to start something, lady?
Calm down now, son. You don't cool off a bit and I'll have to throw you in one of these pods here.
Huh? Why?
Weren't you paying attention? They have a cold sleep function. I figured that ought to cool your head up.
Wait. Did you say cold sleep? That's where they freeze you, right? And you can stay that way a long time?
Yeah?
According to some records we found in here, until about 8 hours ago, there were 3 frozen people in these pods.
3 people? Who?
You mean 3 of us were? We don't know. All we found was what was in the logs for the pods.
So we potentially have 3 people who could be out of their own time.
No idea. Part of the logs were erased. All that's left is when the cold sleep function turned off. It records them thawing out, getting up. That's it.
Then they could be anyone.
Well, anyone but you.
Why not Alice?
Because you don't need a device like this to freeze Alice. Am I wrong?
Huh? What are you talking about?
You don't need to play dumb. The water in your body isn't normal water. It's something called ice.
Please.
It freezes at 96.8 degrees. That means all you have to do to put yourself in cold sleep is drop your body temperature below 96.8. No fancy machine needed.
Where on earth did you hear that?
From Clover.
Clover?
When we were exploring the lounge during the first round.
I see.
What's so funny?
Oh man, you fell for that one hook, line, and sinker, didn't you? Clover was messing with you. That is, if she even said anything to you at all. It was a lie. A joke?
A joke? No, there's no way it was a joke. I'm sure about it. Your body is made of Ice 9.
Well, you're mistaken. It's a ridiculous misunderstanding. An urban legend.
Not true. I Google Ice 9 right now, and it says that Ice 9 is a fictional... Oh. That doesn't mean anything. At some point in the past, someone found a frozen mummified Egyptian queen. What was curious about this mummy, however, was that it remained frozen at room temperature. People began to refer to her as All Ice, which eventually became simply known as Alice. Rumors that her body was made of Ice 9 began to circulate, and her bizarre refusal to thaw only compounded them.
They say that the mummy finally thawed, and when it did, it began to move. And ever since then, I've had people say they thought I was her. I mean, really, how could anyone believe something so ridiculous? The existence of this mysterious Alice and of this ice that doesn't melt are just urban legends.
I mean, sure. Why would people make the mistake about you in particular? It's almost like they gave a visual indicator of this other Alice that looks exactly like you. And then instead they decided to trick people out in the next game by making her a character, but then saying it's a completely different character. Because this writer just decided that he wanted to be a piece of fucking dog shit.
It can't just be because your name's Alice. There are tons of Alices.
Is it because of your face and how you look?
Well, it is true that I am both beautiful and elegant. Can I really be blamed if people think I'm an Egyptian queen? I don't think that's the only reason, though. Someone who made that mistake said something to me once. They claimed they'd seen me before. Of course, I immediately pressed the issue. Do you mean the mummy, Alice? I said. When? Where? Of course, they were at a loss. In fact, I began to feel a little sorry for them. So I told them something. If you're so convinced, then maybe I am actually Alice. But maybe I've lost my memory and can't remember who I am. And so on and so on.
So while this has been happening, I decided to look up all ice. I've decided to go into that on the Zero Escape wiki because I assume that they have a different entry, and they do, compared to the Alice we're looking at now. And this one, according to the trivia section, does indeed say that the Alice that, given the resemblance between, you know, what we saw in the last game and this game, is merely a visual representation of all ice based on Junpei's imagination. And that's simply it. And that this game series is bad.
I'm still not sure why
It's
Clover
very
would tell me
bad.
something like that, though.
It's so bad. So bad. Just want to give
Even
it a
if
big
she
old
was just
kiss.
messing with you, it seems a little out of left field.
And then vomit poison into its mouth.
You really think she put that much thought into it? She was probably just screwing with him, and it was the first thing that came to mind. Maybe she wanted to see if she could get him to believe something completely ridiculous.
Yeah. I could see her doing something like that. Well, I think that's enough idle gossip for now. The cold sleep business is interesting, but I don't think it's terribly useful. We should go see if the other team has returned to the warehouse yet.
At Alice's request, we made our way out of the treatment center. I would have rather they just make a new character and then never bring this character back at all. Or this idea. I thought that would have been fine. Instead, I just have... This is a new floor. Memento Mori. If the ninth lion ate the sun.
It looks like another warehouse.
It looks like the same warehouse.
Hey, look.
3 more doors.
They're all glowing white. You think?
I feel like the footstep sound lasts at least 2 seconds too long every time. I'm like, I get it, you're walking.
I'd bet on it. Look, they've got the same boxes next to them as the other doors.
Yeah, sure.
So the next set of doors are white?
They haven't all been the same color before.
We definitely need to tell the others about this.
Back here. I get the idea of refamiliarizing me with the map, but do you have to? Do we have to, like, drag our feet here? Today? Look at this. Come on. I get it. Oh, this is fucking intolerable. Fucking come on, I get it. I know where it is. All you had to tell me was, we went back to the warehouse. You know? I get the idea of getting familiar, but
thank
still.
goodness.
Come on.
You finally returned.
I feel like I aged 8 years.
I was beginning to
I was getting anxious too.
Yes. It's Quark, you see.
What? What happened to Quark?
He collapsed. It happened so suddenly. We were just searching our room.
Oh.
What?
Please, you must hurry to the infirmary. Clover is looking after him, but his condition could change at any moment. You should go.
Oh no.
Tenmyuji shoved Kay aside and leapt through the yellow door. The rest of us exchanged a few startled looks, and then ran after him.
Quark. Come on, kid. Get a hold of yourself.
And he grabbed Quark's shoulders and began to shake him desperately, because that's totally what's gonna help.
Hey, what are you doing?
Why are you smiling?
He's sick, and we don't even know what's wrong with him.
I hate to be that guy. I hate to be that guy that, like, throws out some, like, I know how game development works. How much do you think it would have cost to give her another emotion? How much would have been to, like, turn that frown upside down?
What if you make him worse?
See, like, I don't know.
Then what am I supposed
I
to
saw
do?
people saying, like, no, their budget went down after 999, so they had to do 3D models, and I'm like, is it really that hard to make a 3D model look upset? Or carry more than 2 emotions at in one game?
I have to save him.
Save? That seems a little extreme.
Then again, you also have a decent amount of emotions on some of the other characters, so maybe they just looked at Clover and got lazy. I hate to say the
Maybe
thing.
he just has anemia or something.
I hate to say lazy because that's a mean, dismissive thing to say at people who slave away making video games. But also, like, yo, what's going on?
No, that's not it. I know him better than any of you. He doesn't have anemia. He's never just collapsed before.
Well, then call an ambulance and stop freaking out about it.
You son of a bitch. This is serious.
The infirmary seems pretty well equipped. There are plenty of diagnostic tools, but
Without a doctor, there's not going to be much we can do with him.
Luna?
That's right. I remember Dio saying something. You have a medical license, don't you?
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Is that true, Luna?
Well, yes, but...
You have to take a look at him then. Please. Quark needs your help.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. I think that machine over there is a medical scanner. It's called an atom. It uses nuclear magnetic resonance imaging to examine and diagnose people.
Sure, whatever that is.
Yes. I believe it can.
I don't want to rush you, but the sooner the better. Just let us know if you need anything.
Of course.
The whole process took only a few minutes. The machine scanned Quark's body, and within seconds his results lit up on the screen. Words too complicated for me to understand scrolled across it, and as she read them, Luna's face grew dark. She bit her lip, and just stood there for a moment looking down at Quark before she spoke.
Well, I know what's wrong with him. I feel so terrible saying this, but Quark has an infection. A viral infection.
Oh no.
Oh no. Don't tell me.
Yes, he's been infected with a virus called Radical-6.
Have you heard of this virus? Radical-6, I mean.
Yeah. I told Alice and Tenmyuji about it.
Fi and I heard about it from Luna.
Dio and Luna were two of the first people to investigate the infirmary. They must have seen the newspaper clipping that Quark found. I'd stayed behind after the AB game, and they'd all split up and gone to different rooms. Seems like, one way or another, everyone had heard about Radical-6.
No. He can't... How could he have gotten infected? That's not possible.
Something about the tone of his voice seemed strange. Why wasn't it possible? Had Tenmyuji known about Radical-6 before the rest of us?
There must be something we could do! How can we cure him?
Well, Adam says there's an antiviral serum called Excellivir. It's the only way to counteract Radical-6. If we can inject him with some, he should be okay.
Where is it? Shouldn't it be in the infirmary somewhere?
Yeah, we looked around, but we didn't see anything.
I don't trust a damn thing you say.
I don't like ya.
I'm asking Luna.
I'm sorry, but... Dio's telling the truth. He didn't find anything.
Damn it. What about the other rooms? Sigma, what about you? Did you find anything?
There's nothing like medicine. It was like a park, a garden, a happy place. There was vegetables. Dude, I found some really cool bell peppers.
What about you, Kay? Was there any medicine in your room?
We visited the laboratory. There were a number of chemicals and concoctions there, some of which were medicine, but nothing like what we're searching for, I'm afraid.
Oh, God. Then he's going to... Oh, God, no.
Look, just to be sure, the three of you went to the treatment center, right? And you're sure it wasn't there?
No, there was nothing even remotely like it. You went there too, didn't you? The only thing in the treatment center are those treatment pods.
Treatment pods. That's it. If we put Quark in one of those pods... For a moment there was a silence.
Quark?
Quark! Oh, thank God. You're awake.
Get away from me!
What?
Quark, what are you...
Sorry, Grandpa. I can't. I have to.
Man, it was a good run, guys. We've been saying things about how this kid didn't do anything wrong. We had a good run. We had a good run with good old Quark, but he's given up the ghost. It's time for me to shoot him.
Have to what? What are you talking about?
Isn't it obvious? I have to escape.
But how?
Like this.
Quark's hand moved like lightning. He grabbed hold of the scalpel, driving it straight toward his heart. Oh.
No! Let go! Let go of me!
Damn it, you're shaking the JPEG we worked 2 hours on. Don't you do it!
Yeah, right.
On it.
Me too.
Stop it! Let go of me, you jerks!
You jerks! I'm trying to commit suicide.
Oh. Right.
Damn you! Bastards! Why won't you let me go? I have to get out of this body! They can't lock away the soul! Once my body's gone, my soul can escape! Please! You have to let me go! Let me go! I'm trapped here! Let me die! I have to die! Kill me! Somebody! Anybody! Kill me! Kill me! Ah!
Jesus Christ. Quark barely even seemed to notice the loss of the scalpel. He continued to scream and writhe like he was possessed. What are we gonna do? We gotta calm him down or some shit.
Luna,
Yes?
are there any tranquilizers in here?
No. Well, I mean,
What?
there's Superel Beta.
Soperil?
That's the anesthetic. The one that's in our bracelets. Good. Perfect. Hit him with some of that.
What?
He'll be fine. It's just an anesthetic, Tenmyoji. It won't hurt him, I promise.
But...
Just hurry up and do it! Come on, Luna!
Okay, let me just... Okay, I've got it.
Good. Wait until he's... Now! Do it now!
Right.
No! Stop! Stop!
That feeling when you needed basically 6 people to restrain a 10-year-old boy. Alright, sure.
Respiration, blood pressure, brain waves, everything's normal. According to these readings, he's in a very deep sleep. Yes.
What about the anesthetic? How long will it last?
He shouldn't wake up for a few hours.
Man, he sure was strong for such a little guy.
I think that might be the virus's fault. It probably attacks the part of the brain that governs reason. Without anything to hold it back, his body was using every ounce of strength it had.
Yeah? How do you know?
Huh? Oh, well,
How much do you know about this Radical-6?
oh, not much. I probably know about as much as you do. All I've seen about it is that newspaper article.
That the truth?
Why would I lie about that?
I don't know.
I've seen other viruses do the same thing. I was just making a guess.
So when Quark tried to kill himself, are you saying that was because of Radical-6 too?
Yes. At least, I think so.
So what kind of virus is Radical-6?
What are you doing?
I turned and followed Tenmyuji's gaze. Oh. How's it going, bitch? Huh. Hey Alice, what's up? You alright?
We're all going to die.
Huh?
We're all dead already. Only terrorists would resort to biological warfare. But they will. Soon.
Hey, what the hell are you talking about?
You don't understand? All of humanity is going to die. The virus will spread. Adults. Children. Everyone. Everyone! There won't be anyone left! I'd rather die here!
Hey, don't. We were all too stunned to even try to restrain her. We just stood there. She spun around and leapt through the door. I shook myself and took off after her. For those few moments of hesitation had put too much distance and too many doors between us. Shit, which way did she go? Right? Left? I was still trying to decide when everyone else poured out of the infirmary.
You lost her.
Yeah, I don't know which way she went.
Well, let's split up and look. Quickly. She can't have gotten too far.
Right.
Look, if you find her, it's probably best not to shout or anything. Just do your best not to provoke her. Understood? 10 Myoji. I think you should stay here with Quark. The rest of us can look for Alice. Sound good?
Yeah, I stay here. Got it.
Alright, let's move, people. Get going.
As Phi commanded, we scattered, filtering off to the different rooms. As I ran, I thought, where should I look for Alice? Perhaps the lounge would be a good bet. Maybe she just wants to lounge out before she commits suicide. No one here, huh? Damn, where'd she go? Complaining wasn't gonna help. Guess I'm going somewhere else. Several years later, as we load the next room. Did I need to see the door close? Now, I feel like I've been a little bit harsh on the game so far. I'm having an alright time. This part's AIDS. This aspect of the game is total AIDS. Nothing. Need to find her trick quick or she's gonna do something. I headed to the garden next. I think this is worse because this is all a moment where we're never gonna find her until like the next main event. So we're just constantly going into rooms and looking at transitional things over and over again for nothing to happen. I'd only gone a few steps through the grass when I stopped short. Oh, thank God. We found something. Hello!
There you are.
What's up?
Good. I'm glad you showed up. I just got here a minute ago. She was like this when I found her. When you showed up, I was getting ready to carry her to the infirmary.
Then she's alive?
Yeah. Her breathing and pulse seem normal. She doesn't appear to have any obvious external wounds.
So she's just unconscious.
Looks like it.
What about the scalpel?
Doesn't look like she has it. Figure she probably dropped it on the way here.
Huh.
Anyway, we need to get her to the infirmary. Give me a hand here.
Alice was lighter than I expected. You would think the pure incarnation of evil would at least have some weight. We managed to set off toward the infirmary at a brisk trot. I really should not hold a grudge, but then again, she did do a decent amount of taunting after the whole betrayal thing.
Alright, please pay attention, everyone.
All I have to do is lift this gold ring and you will see the Satan marks on her.
You need to hear this. The Atom has finished scanning Alice.
What did it say?
Her results are identical to Quark's. She has also been infected with Radical-6.
Hooray! If I had gone off to retrieve the rest of the participants, 7 sets of eyes widened as Luna spoke.
Oh no. No! What's going to happen to her?
Well, like I said before, there's only one way to cure Radical-6. There's a special antiviral treatment. Do you know what immunoglobulin is?
Yeah.
Immunogoblin?
It's a goblin.
It's another name for antibodies. Some people have antibodies that can fight off Radical-6. Those antibodies are the basis for Excelavir.
Wait, what about those pods in the treatment center? Can we just stick them in those?
Right. I thought of that too. So I went and took a closer look at them. Unfortunately...
They can't cure it.
Correct. They can suppress the symptoms for a while, but they can't kill the virus itself. The only way we can help Alice and Quark is if we can find some Excelavir.
But the pods will keep them from getting any worse, right?
Yes.
Well, then what are we waiting for? One of you, grab Alice. We're going to the treatment center.
As he spoke, Tenmyuji moved over to Quark, lifted his small unconscious body off the bed. Hold on. That entire scene was like, so we brought together everybody. So Quark is out, right? Quark is sleeping. So is Alice. And it's then Luna tells us stuff to the other 6 people of the 9 active. But then the game said that as she gave the news, 7 pairs of eyes widened. That's been bothering me for the past 5 minutes. That's actually incorrect. Is this Hey, it's Excelavir.
Well, what is it?
Excelavir! You found it, Sigma!
I know, I'm really good at
That's
this.
the one thing that can cure Radical-6.
Why did Quark have it?
Perhaps he found it earlier.
Earlier when?
We explored the laboratory. It was on the other side of the red door. I happened to notice Quark putting something in his pocket.
He hid it?
Whether or not that was his intention is unclear. I did not have the opportunity to ask, as he collapsed immediately afterwards. It didn't feel appropriate to go digging around in his pockets for it after that. And to be honest, it had also slipped my mind. We were rather preoccupied with getting him to the infirmary as quickly as possible.
Who cares about the details? We have it. Hurry up and give it to him, Luna.
Hey, hold on a minute. What about Alice?
Does it really matter if she goes first or not?
I'm sorry, but I don't think we can do that.
What?
What?
There's only enough here for one person.
I can't believe Quark's gonna pull through.
The only way we have to administer this is with the injection gun. And the way it functions, it uses a whole bottle each time you pull the trigger.
In other words, we can't split the dose in 2 or something.
Right.
While we all still stood stunned, Phi moved. Stepping over to Quark, she quickly ran her hands through his clothes, then stepped back with a frown and a small shake of her
Nothing.
head. Yep, no
That
more.
one bottle was it.
Do you think there might be some more back in the lab?
No, unfortunately not.
No.
I'm just asking. They could have given her a face that made her look sad at any point.
Oh, God.
Just enough medicine for one dose.
Only one. Fucking okay. I Google things occasionally, just so I can constantly keep the LP moving. If you Google VLR space Clover, there apparently is an ending for her. Not surprising. Second thing, Clover always smiling. Clover smiles, game facts, no spoilers. I'm starting to think that there's a glitch in my cartridge on the Vita. Whenever Clover's worried or scared, her eyes thickly express her feelings, but she's always smiling, which makes her kind of look awkward. It's really, really bad. There's only like, someone's like, there's only like one fucking animation for it. Okay, I just needed I needed to see other people say, yo, why this so fucked
Only
up?
one person can be saved.
This fucking psychopath.
Who should we give it to?
I don't know, give it to your fucking... Ask your mother.
Alice? Or Quark?
The hell is this? There's no way we're gonna save one of them. We need to save them both. We're gonna save them both.
How?
That's, need to calm down. There had to be some way to save them both. It was there, I knew it. Oh, fuck. What? Well, I guess they both fucking died. The end?